What is there a post? I don't see a post on the subreddit. Yeah, I
don't know,
guess.
maybe it's been removed.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess some people are mad that I said suicide bad. Another hot take from Ethan Klein, the Zionist genocide supporter. Thank you.
I thought the call was great.
Yeah, that was what was so interesting is like what started as a goof.
Mm-hmm.
About
I
how
know.
everybody loves this guy.
Totally.
I didn't know anything about all this with like the plagiarism. I never heard anything about that. Nicole Amber was spearheading the movement.
Years ago, apparently. Wow.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked out that video that he linked in the article, but I didn't have any familiarity with her. I didn't realize she was infamous on YouTube like that.
Oh yeah, she was getting dogged on for a long time. Is she still uploading?
Not really. Very sparsely. Whatever that word is. Didn't she have some recent drama too?
Hold on. Why are people mad at me? I want someone please to explain it. Explain why you're mad at me. Go ahead. I'm dying. Please.
Are people mad?
They're mad about my comments about Aaron Bushnell on the See You Next Tuesday. My point was this. I think you should be careful about how you romanticize suicide because it's going to encourage more people to do it. That was my take. And that apparently enraged people. Unless I'm misunderstanding, tell me why. I'd love to know why. Because I feel like when people are angry at me, they're looking regarding this kind of stuff. They're looking for any reason. And so I feel like if you are actually articulated why you were mad at me, it wouldn't make any sense. So I'm dying. Please write it.
What I saw.
Because you made fun of him burning. Okay, dummy. I joke about all this shit every fucking day. And now all of a sudden you gotta get all bitched out. Like, give me a break, dude. I wasn't even insulting him. I said the joke was that it was distasteful and I was complimenting his resolve, frankly. And the joke was that it was a compliment in a really distasteful way. That's my fucking humor. I do it here every day. And
I mean, it's especially on the members, which is a little more unfiltered.
Ethan gone wild.
Unfiltered by design. It's just kind of like Ethan is there. And
no, but I would say that joke on the podcast.
Sure.
And I joke about.
But if, especially on the members, you just kind of like shoot the shit.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's really annoying that like people they stand by like just waiting for any reason to call me. And by the way, call me a Zionist, make it about how I support genocide, about all this horrible fucking shit to call me racist. Why? Because I made one stupid, insensitive joke that, by the way, they didn't call his character into question. It literally was just like, he was really good. And my point was that, like, his resolve was crazy. And the thing that, really struck me about that video was how he stood there.
That was my first reaction.
And I was like, wow, I didn't even think that anybody could do that. So, I mean, I don't know how to talk about that, but his resolve was incredible. And what I said was he's really good at burning alive. And I mean that as the most sincere compliment possible. He really is.
And it's obviously also a really dark, like, humoristic way to look
at it. But then, so how are you going to take that and call me a racist, a genocidal, a monster? I mean, if you're coming at me with those kinds of takes, you are ensuring peace will never happen. Because you can't even have you can't even have any kind of dialogue where everybody isn't walking totally aligned with you. I never said a single bad thing about that man. Other than the compliment, not even the compliment because it's weird to say, but his resolve is nuts. His resolve was really remarkable. That's what I said. And that's what the joke was. If you can't deal with it, then you're a fucking hypocrite because I make these jokes about all different topics, about all different sensitive things, about all different groups of people, every fucking show. And then when it lightly brushes on your shoulder, you freak the fuck out and you bitch and you cry and you go and you try to find any reason to you know what I mean, to get angry. Give me a fucking break. Look in the mirror, loser. You're the problem. You are the problem. You are. I can't even have nobody can have any nuanced conversation about this. That's the problem. You know what I mean? So extreme. It really pisses me off because I never said a damn bad thing about that guy. And that's why I says when you need to explain your reason for calling me a racist, calling me a genocidal, a Zionist, which by the way, Zionist is just another slur for being a Jew. You know how many people now calling fucking every Jew's a Zionist? It's like, okay, just call me a Jew and get it fucking over with. Call me the K word. At least I'll know what you mean. It's just the truth. Not everybody, not all the time. But a lot of times, let's not fucking pretend that anti-Semitism isn't a fucking massive inferno of acceptable behavior right now on the left and the right. Nazis and leftists are dabbing the fuck up, saying fuck Zionists, you know? And, you know, again, it's driving me insane. I gotta fucking talk about it. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like there's just not a tidal wave of anti-Semitism gobbling up the entire discourse. It's fucking disgusting, man. And I'm doing, as an Israeli dual citizen, as someone who's deeply invested in the state of Israel, who's probably more sympathetic to the Israeli perspective than most people would be, I've tried so hard to pull myself to some kind of central ground where we can have a real conversation about this stuff. I'm pulled myself all the way to, you know, outright saying that it's apartheid, that it's genocide, that the Israeli government is committing. And so, but you still want to call me a racist and a genocide and a Zionist. Why would you call me a Zionist if it wasn't just, oh, you're a fucking Jew? When I have said all the things that you want to hear from me, I want to meet you right in the fucking middle, and you still spit in my face. So give me a fucking break. Who's the problem? Scumbag. Scumbag. And you know what? I don't want to call out this because I'm going to say this because it pissed me the fuck off. And being an anti-Semite openly and proudly is now likes on Twitter. Frogan, she tweeted out, she goes, I have a problem with my Zionist therapist. Just call him a fucking Jew. I'm sorry, but you can't talk like that about any other fucking minority. I had a problem with my Zionist therapist. What'd you taught your Zionist therapist? Did you get those level of details from them? You had an in-depth conversation about the politics of Zionism with your therapist? No, I know what you mean. You mean fucking Jew. You know, I'm not going to sit here and let my fucking people, you know, be openly bigoted and racist. Fuck that shit. Nobody would expect that from any other minority. Nobody. It's disgusting. It is. And I'm here. I'm with you. I'm on your side all the fucking way. I'm on your side as much as I possibly can be. And instead of, you know, holding hands and having a real conversation, you spit in my fucking face and you call me a Zionist. Fuck that shit. Fuck that. People get angry about what I said. That pisses me off. It's fucking absurd.
Think about poor Shetty. We've been making so much fun of the guy. Until now, we didn't even have a reason to. Like, now at least there's a reason. But the poor guy, there's been a war.
Excuse me.
There's been a war for no reason with the guy.
Nobody's defending Jay.
We're calling his eye collar fake.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
No, but I make fun of all different groups of people. And the thing is, again, if you look at my joke wasn't like, oh, look at this idiot. What a fucking idiot dying for a dumb cause. That wasn't what I said at all.
I don't think people were upset with the joke. I think it was that what I saw some people saying is that you were looking at it from like an all lives matter type view.
What did I say that was all lives matter?
By ignoring what his cause was rather than...
How did I ignore his cause?
Well, I'm just giving you what they were saying.
Well, I just want to know because people keep trying to say this shit.
Because you were talking about suicide
Yeah.
And
I said suicide isn't good and people shouldn't glamorize
Yeah,
it.
and they were upset that you were
And by the way, let me
focusing on
clarify.
suicide
If it
rather than
seems like
the
I'm angry at
genocide.
AB, I'm not. I'm fired up.
Yeah,
I love AB, and
Yes.
I appreciate that because I'm desperate to understand the perspective. So I appreciate that you're conveying it to me. So go ahead, please.
Yeah, no, that's it. Just that you were focusing on the suicide aspect rather than the genocide.
Well, yeah, the
of what he
reason
was
for that
protesting.
being is that was the part that, again, I've gone out and I've said that everything y'all want to hear about there being a genocide and apartheid and the fucking warmongering Israeli government and all that fucking shit, okay? What I'm seeing on social media is not people saying it's not about genocide or whatever. What I'm seeing is tons of people glamorizing, romanticizing a man taking his own life. And I thought that was that's a dangerous thing to skirt down. That's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Didn't say a bad thing about the guy.
It just feels wrong to, like Ethan said, to glamorize something like that because that's just a dangerous idea.
That's my point. And I feel like that's that's at least, even if you disagree, a good place to have a conversation.
And it's not really about what he was protesting at all.
Again, I complimented his resolve as a person. You know what I mean? But that's my problem is that people they're watching with the expectation they're looking for any little nugget to get indignant over and to call me a Zionist.
Mm-hmm.
If you call me a Zionist, you're anti-Semite. You know why? Because I'm not a fucking Zionist, and I've made that exactly profoundly, deeply clear. So when you see someone on Twitter, when you see someone in the audience calling me a Zionist, what they're calling me is a fucking Jew.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only goddamn thing that means at that point.
Right. And I feel like anyone who's a fan of you should know like how you talk. Like they should like I don't know how it's not clear that that's not what you were saying. That should from the joke aspect too that you're just making a joke, but
I mean that video is shocking and mind blowing, and
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it brings a reaction out of you, and so it's not that weird to comment about the video.
I see people saying this too. No one is glamorizing it. Dude, I don't know what world you're living in. If you don't see that, I don't know what to say. Like, people are literally glamorizing it. I've seen images of him on fire being like, free Palestine. And they're turning him into a cultural, they're trying to turn him into a cultural icon. And whether you agree with that or not, and not to comment on his cause, which is, I said, again, is just, and I understand, and his resolve is incredible. But I do think that, trying to ignore the fact that the man killed himself and that there's probably not some mental health issues at play here is remarkably, what's the word? It's like reactionary. It's what it is, which is why it remarks me as so fucking odd that this is coming from the left. They're exhibiting really reactionary traits when they're saying like it's not suicide. Because this is the way I explained it, and I think this is good. When you watch the video, he's pulling the gasoline on himself, and he's a fucking icon. Okay, good. You can believe that. I'm just trying to have a conversation about it. If somebody came and stopped him, there was guards and like, excuse me, what are you doing, sir? Right before he, lit himself on fire. If someone was able to tackle him and prevent him from lighting himself on fire before he did, and, get him some mental health evaluation and get him some help and stuff, clearly he's in a vulnerable point in his life. Can at least say that. Now, in 10 years from now, do you think he's going to look back and say, I wish I burned alive? Or do you think he'll say, I'm so grateful that I was stopped from doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Because, and by the way, this man has friends, he has family, he has people that are going to be deeply affected by his suicide. And again, there's this magical thinking that it's not a suicide. That's just so weird. It's not a suicide until it. We don't believe in suicide, and we're pro mental health unless it's for a good cause. Then then go for it. You know, you hear this all the time about from survivors of suicide attempts that they have a moment of clarity that ultimately they're like realize. I don't know if he went through that. I mean, again, his resolve was pretty apparent. But in 10 years from now, I'm pretty sure that he's more likely to say, "I'm glad I'm alive and that I was stopped," than not. That's my opinion. And so we need to, I don't want other people to go do that because they're inspired by him. That's my opinion, But you think it's glamorizing because he's not your hero, not your martyr, not your symbol. Shadowing it in mental health is the same move as transphobes. What the fuck? Charlie, can you... this is another comment I saw. They go, if it was someone burning themselves alive for Israel, you would be saying the same thing. Are you crazy? That would be even crazier. If someone was like, I'm burning myself alive for Israel, would you be saying the same thing? Would you be like, I disagree, but I respect it? Fuck no, you'd be tap dancing on his corpse. You'd be pissing the fire out on his body. Give me a break. And you know what? I would think that was crazy. I think that's bananas. You know what I mean? So no, I don't understand what you're saying. And the fact that you can't even meet me half...
Seems obvious that that's not what we would think. I don't know.
But anyway, I know what the conclusion of this conversation is going to be. It's going to be that Ethan's a Zionist. Ethan is an Israeli shill. Ethan is Islamophobic. All this types of shit that you fucking see about anybody who doesn't toe the line precisely as you want it. Not even disagreeing, frankly, just trying to have a conversation. So, in short, suck my fucking dick. How about that? Fuck you. Fuck you people. Go somewhere else. Like, seriously, if you're that sensitive that I want to take mental health seriously, something that I've been deeply that I've spoke out against in my whole career. I've spoken out. It's made it one of the things that defines me as a person. Okay, if you can't tolerate a conversation in good faith, then you need to go the fuck away and go to a community that is going to just tell you everything you want to hear all the time and never make you feel uncomfy. There's plenty of them out there. Go. Don't fucking be here where I'm just trying, for the most part, and that's what I was trying to do, and that's what I do in every serious situation. I try to make levity of a serious situation. I do it every time. And if you're a fan of this show, you know it. I almost take it as a challenge when we're talking about something heavy, something horrible. When I get a donation, I try to make a levity. I try to make a joke about it. That's what I did. So you're a fake fucking fan. Fuck you. Get lost. I'm sick of it. Yeah, and if you want to call me a Zionist, just call me the fucking K word to my face. Have some balls. Just call me a Jew, scumbag. Fuck you. Name a minority that everyone would just stand by gleefully and silently. I saw this TikTok that blew my fucking mind. This girl, she's on a train in New York. And she's like, I saw these Orthodox Jews on the train. And the first thing I thought was, are they Zionists? Get the fuck away from me. I'm like, bitch, you hate Jewish people. And that had like 160,000 likes on TikTok. Wow. So what am I supposed to think as a Jewish person when this is a celebrated opinion to be on a train with Jewish people and your first thought is, get the fuck away from me, without knowing a single thing about them, without talking about them? That's anti-Semitism. I'm sorry to fucking spell it out. And it's sickening. And so many of you just don't care. Because, horrible things are happening in Gaza, which is true, and which I've voiced repeatedly. Yeah, people are saying move on. Listen, I got to get this off my chest. It's truly, truly, truly remarkable She was a Jew too. Yeah, Jews can be anti-Semitic also. She was a fucking spreading anti-Semitic psychotic shit. I don't give a fuck if she was a Jew. Would you say the same thing to another minority? Like a black person on a train is like, get away from me, black people. Would you say, oh, he's black, he can say that? That's fine. No, Jews can be anti-Semitic. Jews can also be fucking hateful. I don't care that she was Jewish. It doesn't make it better. Do you think the 160,000 people liking her video were all like, oh, you know, we're all Jewish. We get it, you know? No. I don't fucking care that she's Jewish. She's crazed. Doesn't matter. You know? Just don't give a fuck. She has absolutely expressed anti-Semitic views. Dude, she literally said, get away from me to a group. That's the definition of racism. If that's not it, then it doesn't exist in this world. She looked at people of a specific identity and said, get the fuck away from me, without knowing a single goddamn thing about them. I don't give a fuck that she's Jewish. Yeah, is Ollie London not homophobic because he's gay? You know what I'm saying? Is Blair White not transphobic because she's trans? None of you would agree to that. So why are you expressing such dumb fucking thoughts in my chat? Why? Why? Is Blair White transphobic? Answer that question. And then don't fucking express such moronic shit to me, please. It's embarrassing. Chestnuts. Play chestnuts, Zach. Please. Zionism isn't a race. Judaism is a fucking ethnicity, you idiot. Stop trying to carve out circles for you to be a fucking hateful, bigoted bitch. Fuck you. How about that, scumbag? Go ahead, play the chestnuts. Hurry. Thank you. That's the only thing that's going to save me. And you know what? I lose fans. I lose subs. I lose memberships every time I say this. And I gotta stand on my principles, man. And what is it I'm even saying? Let's think about it. I'm fully in support of the people of Gaza. I'm with all of them. I'm with all you guys. My take was, let's be a little thoughtful of Jewish people, and also let's also be mindful that suicide is bad and contagious. Suicide is contagious. You guys know that? That's a phenomenon.
I didn't know that.
It is. When Kurt, what's this Nirvana guy's name?
Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain killed himself. There was like tons of people who killed themselves right afterwards. Yeah. That's you know what I mean? Keep the chestnuts going. It's the only thing that's gonna pull me out of this. If you have any other ones too, just keep them running. That's what I need. Charlie's got more to say. My partner is Jewish, and they're going through a tough time as well. We talk a lot about the war. Oh, the El Salvadorian war and the stark similarities. What is happening? Yeah. Yes, Blair's a transphobe. Okay, thank you, Charlie. See, we came through to Charlie. Thank you. I love you, Charlie. That's all I want is a conversation. I don't want to be shouted out that I'm a Zionist. For you know. And like, if I wasn't a Jew, if I wasn't Israeli, half Israeli, I'm American, but I have Israeli citizenship. Would people be screaming at me that I'm a Zionist? If I was like, let's be careful about mental health and not encourage it. No. It's time to look in the mirror. You're a fucking anti-Semitic person. I know. Because being racist is the worst thing in your life. It's the worst thing you can be in your world. And yet here we are, calling me a Zionist. Keep it going, man. Anouk is the only one that can save us. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm trying to make light of a heavy, difficult topic. That's what I fucking did. So go be angry. This is your time. This is your chance. Go be angry. Go to Twitter. Be with your people. Now is your chance. You've been waiting. Celebrate. It's time to call Ethan a Zionist and a racist and a fucking genocidal freak. Run in the pastures with your friends. Ethan's genocidal. Hold hands and skip in the daisies. Smell the beautiful air of Ethan being a genocidal Zionist. And then when you're done, you can handle my circumcised, tiny Jewish cock delicately into your mouth. Like a miniature, what do you call those kosher hot dogs that everyone loves?
Hebrew National.
Like a little Hebrew National appetizer plate with a toothpick in it. That's what my dick is. And you're going to delicately put it in your mouth, and you're going to like it. Enjoy. Enjoy, everybody. Let the haters feast. I'm here for you. Let us all enjoy. It's Shabbat. After all, it's Friday. Let's feast. Let's break the challah. Let's you know what I mean? Let's have a drink. It's time to feast. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you, Zach. I'm ready to move on. Thank you. Any comments? I know people always say, I want to give it, if anyone wants to say anything.
Thoughts and prayers, everybody.
Thoughts or prayers, throw them up. Now's the time. Thank you. Thank you, Megan, for the gifted. Zionist. She must be a Zionist to gift me right now. Zionism. She must be a Jew. She's probably a Jew. Yeah. Thank you. And by the way,
Anouk must be a Zionist.
he's singing
So much on this show. It's
True.
gotta be.
This one's exciting. You know, I would be so much better off not even talking about this stuff, but I can't help it. I got to speak my fucking mind. That's who I am. That's who I've always been. And that's why you guys watch this show, frankly. And as far as Jews go, I'm about as un-Jewish as they come. Okay? I don't fucking care about any of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about Willy Wonka. Is Willy Wonka a Zionist? That's the real question. Was the Candyland an allegory for apartheid Israel? Probably not. Probably not. But you never know.
What's that music? This is a little birthday at Chuck E. Cheese vibe.
You want to go to a pause screen for like 15 seconds? Yeah. Yeah. Just cut the audio, go to a pause screen for like whatever.